we gather to recognize and celebrate the 15 accomplished Women of Distinction honorees from the 43rd Senate District. I want to join my friend and tonight's sponsor, Senator Kathy Marchione, in recognizing and applauding these 15 strong, successful women we're publicly honoring tonight. Right now, I would like to introduce Assistant to the Mayor, Gail LaSalle, to offer a special welcome for tonight's ceremony. Ms. LaSalle.
Good evening. The Mayor wishes she could be here to greet you herself. Unfortunately, she is under the weather and she has sent me, we affectionately refer to me as her clone. I go wherever she can't be. But she sends her best wishes, and she really does wish she could be here. On her behalf, it is my pleasure to welcome so many to this great event where we get to honor women of distinction. I look at the 15 women that are here, and I'm sure it was difficult for them to be chosen, which makes the honor even better and greater, because there are so many women doing so many fabulous things these days. In today's world, women are getting involved at all levels, from advocating for their families' needs to both small and large community issues. Of course, here in Saratoga, we are always conscious to recognize and encourage women who get involved, not just in politics, but in all aspects of their community. And fortunately, here in Saratoga, we've seen a huge response. Women are getting involved all over the place. Certainly, we have the 3rd woman mayor of Saratoga, so we're a little bit ahead of others who are often just getting their 1st woman mayor. So we're pretty excited about that women are really taking their place on the stage here in Saratoga Springs. From the Seroptimists who support and mentor women in many aspects of our women's lives to business groups, there's a way for women to get involved here in Saratoga Springs, and we in City Hall encourage that at all levels. Women's veterans issues have been included in the mayor's initiative since her days as county supervisor, and it continues to be a favorite focus of her tenure as mayor of Saratoga Springs. She was a founding member of the Guardian House, the first transitional housing in Saratoga County for women veterans, and recently helped to develop a 3-day retreat for women veterans from all over the country. In addition, the mayor will be hosting, and we hope you'll all pay attention to this, an all-day event on March 8th for International Women's Day that will inspire women to take their passion and projects to the next level. She was stunned and very concerned to learn that 1/3 of all single moms in this country are in poverty, and that this event on March 8th will support a program called Bridges Out of Poverty. It is activities such as this and this evening where we're recognizing women of distinction, women who have done wonderful things in their community and are being recognized, that lift our deserving women veterans and other deserving women and encourage other women to get involved, to make life better, to make life different for those that they serve and those that they work with and love. Last evening, the mayor and I attended an event with Senator Marchione, highlighting the needs of women who have suffered from domestic violence and sexual abuse. This is a woman's issue that unfortunately impacts every community, and we in Saratoga Springs are not immune. We thank the Senator for her good work in supporting this cause. Thank you, Kathy. And I know Saratoga Springs will be better off with the work that is being done to combat this problem. It is so exciting to see so many of you turn out for this event to encourage our women to continue the good work that they're already doing. It clearly shows the commitment you all have in making a difference both in your communities and in ours. Thank you for choosing Saratoga Springs for this event, and I hope you'll all come back to visit very often. We love having you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. LaSalle, for that terrific welcome. Tonight's honorees truly are 15 remarkable women. They are women of achievement, women of accomplishment, women of distinction, hailing from communities across the 43rd New York State Senate District, which includes parts of Rensselaer, Saratoga, and Washington counties, and all of Columbia County. And now, I would love to introduce our host for tonight's ceremony. She is a 2011 Woman of Distinction, a public servant of true courage, character, and compassion. A public servant who has represented the 43rd Senate District with honor and integrity. My friend and our state senator, Kathy Marchione. Senator Marchione.
Thank you so much, Elise. And thank you, Ms. LaSalle. You know, it's wonderful having you both here tonight, two very distinguished and dedicated leaders. Elise Stefanik, as she said, is a candidate for New York's 21st Congressional District. She is a successful businesswoman helping run her family's small business. Elise is also a dedicated public servant who served our country in the White House, where she oversaw the policy development process on all economic and domestic policy issues. Mayor Joanne Yepsen, who was not able to join us this evening, really has effectively and passionately served our community. As a member of the Saratoga County Board of Supervisors, and now as mayor, Joanne Yepsen is successfully leading the city of Saratoga Springs, carefully preserving our city's quality of life and moving our proud and wonderful city forward towards an even brighter future. Thank you both to Elise and Gail. Thank you. I'd like to recognize some of the many individuals we have in attendance tonight. Mary Jo Gibson, if you wouldn't mind standing, wife of United States Congressman Chris Gibson, is with us. Thank you, Mary Jo. Saratoga County Sheriff Michael Zerlo. Town of Saratoga Supervisor Tom Wood. City of Mechanicville Supervisor Tom Richardson. And Skip Scirocco, City of Saratoga Springs Commissioner of Public Works. And we have Skip to thank for allowing us to rent this beautiful facility, for helping us with parking. Thank you, Skip, for all that you've done. Also, Deputy Mayor of the Village of Philmont, Douglas Cropper. Douglas? I especially want to thank our 15 distinguished women of distinction honorees and offer my thanks and appreciation to all of you for showing your support for our amazing women of distinction that we honor here tonight. Tonight's ceremonies recognize, celebrates, and honors the contributions and positive difference that our 15 women of distinction honorees have made. You are women who dared to dream and then had the courage to build a better world. You truly are women of distinction. I'm proud and humbled to be in your presence tonight. Tonight, we will recognize, celebrate, and honor each of you. I would now like to turn our program back over to our Master of Ceremonies, Elise Stefanik, who will read a brief biography of all 15 honorees. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Marchione. When your name is called, please come forward and join Senator Marchione so that she may present you with a special New York State Senate proclamation and floral bouquet. Catherine A. Elaine, PhD of Grafton in Rensselaer County. Catherine Elaine serves as the principal of the Berlin Central High School. Her dedication to young people is legendary. She demonstrates on a daily basis her concern for every student and shares her encouragement for his or her success. Kathy is a graduate of Catholic Central High School and the Sage Colleges. She has been married to Joseph Elaine for 40 years and has 3 children, Jeanette Elaine, Amy Elaine, taken Christopher Elaine. She credits many people as major influences in her life. Her mother, Catherine Houlihan, for raising 7 children on her own, her grandparents, Ann and Thomas Houlihan, her teacher, peer, and good friend, Mary Keenan McGowan, and her first employer, Mrs. Dolores Parker, as all having a major influence on her life. She serves her community as a board member of the Rensselaer County Sexual Assault and Crime Victims Program, board member of Together Reducing Drug and Alcohol in Our Communities for Berlin, New York, Sage College's Advisory Committee, and president of the Berlin Administrators Association, and is a member of Community Coalition Against Drugs for Hoosick Falls. She is a volunteer Sunday school teacher for Our Lady of the Snow Parish in Grafton, New York. Catherine Elaine is truly an inspiration to all of her students. She believes that if they have a goal in life and stay focused on that goal, that nothing in life can stop them from obtaining that goal. Catherine Elaine was nominated by Kathleen Jimeno and Thomas Houlihan. Okay? Our next woman of distinction is Deborah A. Baker of Hoosick Falls in Rensselaer County. Deborah Baker is a direct support professional for the ARC of Rensselaer County. Previously, she was a radiologic technologist for 37 years. Deborah graduated from St. Mary's Academy in Hoosick Falls and the Mary McClellan School of I'm not saying it correctly. Radiologic Technology, thank you. She serves her community by volunteering as a Brownie and 4-H leader. She is a member of the Booster Club and Adopt-A-Parent, and is a member and past president of the Friends of Cheney Library and SMA Auxiliary. Deborah is a member and past president of the Hoosick Villagers and serves as captain of the Relay for Life team. She serves on the Troy Drug-Free Community Coalition, is a member of the Hoosick Armory Youth Center and Community Coalition, and the Artists Guild. She volunteers for the St. Jude's Bike Run, Funtastic Fair, and skating rink, and is a daycare volunteer. Deborah has 3 children, Jeremy, Jenna, and Jolene, and is a proud grandmother of Ava, Bailey, Grayson, and Maddox. She credits her father as her major influence, commenting, quote, "He taught me a great work ethic, working multiple jobs to support his family. He always made time to volunteer as a school board member, village trustee, as a member of the National Guard, and for his children's sports teams." Major accomplishments in Deborah's life are the successes of her children, all professionals raising their own children. At the age of 57, Debbie changed her career path, leaving her job as a radiologic tech, I got it, for 37 years to enter the field of human services, helping adults with disabilities. In 2012, she won the Everyday Hero Award from the ARC of Rensselaer County. Deborah Baker was nominated by Carrie Painter. Susan L.S. Brown of Germantown in Columbia County. Susan Brown is an exemplary leader and a tireless advocate for children and education. She is the superintendent of schools for the Germantown Central School District and is a visionary and an exceptional communicator. Under her direction, the Germantown Central School District is thriving. She has been interested in education since childhood when she set up Miss Susie's schoolroom in her parents' basement. And her 4 younger siblings were her first students. Sue graduated from Hudson High School, attended SUNY Oneonta, SUNY New Paltz, earning her BS in elementary and early secondary education with a specialization in math, also earning an MS in education and her CAS in educational administration. Her experience and knowledge as an elementary teacher and building principal have, by far, proven her capacity as a leader. She has been the inspiration behind the RTI program and has shaped the elementary program to accommodate the Common Core. She has guided and inspired the elementary faculty to use technology and data to identify key elements of instruction that influence improvements in teaching. And she was chosen Principal of the Year in 2012. Sue is married with 3 children and 2 grandchildren. She is and has been an active parent in the Germantown Central School District, having served on the Technology Committee, worked on the District Facility Education Committee, and has been a PTSA member for many years. She also serves on the Salvation Army Board of Directors, member of the GSEF Foundation, and the Lions Club. She served as den mother for the Boy Scouts of America and Girl Scout troop leader. She is a great community leader with an impressive work ethic and has dedicated herself to the Germantown Central School District. She strives to make the school district a model for all districts across New York State. Susan Brown was nominated by Gregory Finger and Eric Mortensen. Our next recipient is Michelle Duell from Mechanicville in Saratoga County. Michelle is the library manager for the Mechanicville Public Library and the financial manager for the John A. Ahern Rescue Squad. She graduated from Stillwater Central High School and the University of Phoenix. She has a BS in business and completed her master's degree on March 17, 2014, maintaining a 3.67 GPA. Michelle has worked extremely hard for this achievement. She is married and has 1 son. Her son, Caden, was born premature and has endured 5 surgeries throughout his 10 years. And through all of this, Michelle has remained committed to her job, community organization, and her college academics. Michelle credits her grandparents as her major influence. They operated the local deli and candy store in Stillwater and were very civic-minded. It is with their guidance that she learned to give back to her community. Michelle's idea for a weight loss program won the Program of the Year for the Mechanicville Library in 2008 for the Southern Adirondack Library System. Michelle Duell was nominated by the Honorable Lawrence Whalen, President of the John H. Ahern Rescue Squad. Gabrielle M. Ham of Johnsonville in Rensselaer County. Gabrielle is an instructor and dental assisting coordinator at Hudson Valley Community College. Her determination to get the dental assisting program, an alternative dental assisting program established at HVCC, has allowed so many students to achieve a career in a field many would have never dreamed possible. She is a first-generation German-American, born and raised in a German-speaking household. She learned English and excelled with her education and professional life while preserving her heritage. Her hardworking parents were her earliest influence. They inspired her to be a hardworking individual. Gabrielle put her education on hold while she raised her family. She has been married for 32 years and has 3 children. She has worked hard, and through her determination, she has received the following degrees and certification: Registered Dental Assistant, Certified Dental Assistant, Certified Dental Practice Manager Administrator, Leadership Development Certificate, Academic Advising Certificate, Associates in Science, Hudson Valley Community College. Her community service includes volunteering for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation fundraiser, the Women's Healthcare Unit, Baby Afghans in 2013, Toys for Tots from 2010 to 2013, and more. Gabrielle considers her family as her major accomplishment. Gabrielle Ham was nominated by Bettina Ham. Our next recipient is Margaret Kirkpatrick of Schuylerville in Saratoga County. Margaret grew up in the small village of Walton, New York. She graduated from high school, was married, and moved to Watervliet. After the untimely death of her husband, she worked as a key punch operator and a quality control lab technician at Sterling Drug Company to support herself and her 2 children. She eventually was able to take a job at General Electric in Waterford. She has strongly supported and encouraged her children to push themselves, and her son proudly served as a U.S. Marine, and her daughter earned a bachelor's degree. One of Margaret's greatest accomplishments was that she broke the gender barrier by becoming the first female firefighter, fire officer, corporate officer, and now fire commissioner in the Quaker Springs Fire Department. Margaret's first application for the fire department was voted down. She then put in a second application, and during the interview process, she was asked, "If this second application is voted down, what will you do?" She produced 4 pencils and 10 copies of the application and stated, "I will just keep filling out the applications until you accept me." She was voted in on her second application. Margaret has received multiple New York State Fire Corps certificates, including becoming a Class A firefighter, and has received the Quaker Springs Fire Department Awards of Merit. She is also a Girl Scout leader and currently resides in Schuylerville, where she enjoys watching the Buffalo Bills as well as her grandchildren's events and sports. Margaret Kirkpatrick was nominated by Tom Wood, supervisor for the town of Saratoga. Michelle Larkin of Wilton in Saratoga County. Michelle Larkin has embraced the spirit of volunteerism. She, along with her husband, founded the all-volunteer organization Rebuilding Together in Saratoga County in 2003. The first day that the organization was formed, Michelle and her husband, along with a group of 30 volunteers, completed 6 projects, and they have been going strong ever since. Their mission of bringing together volunteers and communities to improve the homes and lives of low-income Saratoga County homeowners in need has far exceeded what they had hoped to accomplish. During the 10 years that Rebuilding Together Saratoga County has been making free repairs to homes of low-income property owners, they have helped countless senior citizens, disabled property owners, veterans, and others to live in warmth, safety, and independence while respecting their dignity. Michelle Larkin currently serves as Executive Director of Rebuilding Together Saratoga County. Michelle was nominated by Timothy Webb. Our next recipient is Wendy Lewitton of Schuylerville in Saratoga County. She couldn't make it, okay.
The supervisor's going to.
Great, Supervisor Tom Wood is coming up to accept this. I'm going to read about Wendy. Wendy is a community-involved, hardworking mother of 3 who has overcome adversity to accomplish her goal of completing her college degree. Wendy, who suffered from epilepsy, has successfully managed to complete her associate's degree at SUNY Adirondack College. Wendy accomplished this while raising her 3 children as a single mom, working and volunteering. Some of Wendy's volunteerism includes her active role in her church, participating in its Easter egg hunt, and volunteering as a waitress in its cafe, which benefits the Schuylerville Library. Wendy epitomizes the role of a community volunteer dedicated to making her community a better place for all. Accepting on behalf of Wendy is Town of Saratoga Supervisor Tom Wood. Thank you, Tom. Grace Patronis of Mechanicville in Saratoga County. Grace has been enriching the lives of those in her community for many years. A devoted mother of 3, she and her husband worked hard to provide for their 3 children. However, Grace always made sure her children knew that it was important to help those less fortunate. Grace would often help pay for other people's groceries, even though it meant going without things for herself and her own family. When a devastating tornado hit Mechanicville, the first thing Grace did was to go house to house to make sure her elderly neighbors were all right. She then encouraged people to gather in her home and to spend the night. Grace and her husband stood watch and protected families and homes from looters who were taking advantage of the situation. When the National Guard and volunteers came into Mechanicville to help, Grace took her children on a ride each day to hand out bottled water and snacks to Guard members and volunteers. Whenever life was rough, Grace's sense of humor and generous nature was able to pick up the spirits of those around her. She has demonstrated countless acts of kindness and charity, whether it be helping family and friends through difficult medical battles, helping families in need at Christmas time with gifts and food, or helping families by purchasing their school supplies and clothing. She is a strong supporter of our Constitution and our Second Amendment rights. She runs a stock car race crew, not only taking care of the driver, but also handling the team's finances, ordering parts, and making sure that everything is done. Grace is a strong woman who has served as an inspiration to all who are fortunate enough to know her. Grace Petronis was nominated by Anita, Valerie, and Dan Petronis. Kristen Petty of Halfmoon in Saratoga County. Lieutenant Kristen Petty is an engineer at Knowles Atomic Power Laboratory. She is a graduate of the United States Merchant Marine Academy and has been a commissioned officer of the U.S. Navy since 2008. Kristen succeeded in earning her Master's of Engineering in Nuclear Engineering degree from RPI, while balancing her professional full-time engineering career and her Naval Reserve career. During her naval career, Kristen has been the recipient of several awards, including a 2006 Department of Transportation Unit Citation, 2007 Merchant Marine Expeditionary Medal for shipboard supporting of Operation Enduring Freedom, the 2011 Merchant Marine Global War on Terrorism Medal for shipboard support of the Global War on Terrorism, 2011 Navy Global War on Terrorism Medal for Navy Reserve support of the Global War on Terrorism, 2013 Sharpshooter M9 qualification. Kristen's volunteer efforts are numerous. She currently serves as chair of the Knowles Atomic Power Laboratory Women in Nuclear Affinity Group and was instrumental in WIN raising $10,000 for the Susan G. Komen Foundation in October of last year. In March of this year, Kristen initiated a Women of Distinction Award at Knowles Atomic Power Laboratory to recognize women at the laboratory for their service and support. She has volunteered at Engineers Day at Thomas O'Brien Academy of Science and has supported the American Diabetes Association through multiple Tour de Cure rides. Kristen is a caring, hardworking young woman who has succeeded and excelled in male-dominated fields. She is a strong woman who has learned from the lessons of resilient women throughout history to improve herself and to serve as a role model for other young women interested in entering fields of engineering and the military. Kristen Petty was nominated by Christopher Petty. Tracy Racicott of Johnsonville in Rensselaer County. Tracy is the principal of Quester 3 Rensselaer Education Center. She graduated from Hoosick Valley High School and the College of St. Rose. She has a BS and an MS in education and has a real commitment to the students she has worked with throughout her career in education. She is always working on and thinking of ways to improve and better their learning experience, and she is always willing to volunteer to help others achieve a healthy lifestyle. One of her hobbies includes running triathlons. She also volunteers as a coach for the No Boundaries 5K training program. Through these efforts as a coach and mentor for the program, she has had a true impact on the lives of many people. She is a certified USA track and field official and volunteers for Adopt a Highway for Capital District triathlons. She also volunteers at various road running races. These, among other accomplishments, have improved the lives of countless people and their families. This willingness and commitment to helping others has aided so many individually and improved the communities in which we all live. Tracy was nominated by Andrew Tanzillo. Deani Ramsdill of Saratoga Springs in Saratoga County. Deani Ramsdill has been a State Farm independent contractor agent since 2006. A graduate of Saratoga Springs High School and SUNY Albany, she was also recognized in SUNY Albany's alumni publication of successful graduates in the area. Deani is very active in her community. She was elected president of the Saratoga Springs Lions Club in 2013 and continues to serve as president. Since her election to the office of president, Deani has measurably increased the enthusiasm of the membership and the fundraising of the organization. In 1994, Deani held the title of Miss New York State, during which time she created and promoted SOS, Self-Esteem Offers Success program for youth, which I was actually a part of in high school. She was recognized by the New York State Assembly and the town of Wilton for her volunteerism and accomplishments as Miss New York State. Deani is married and is the mother of 2 children. She has been able to balance work, her multiple community roles, her family, and inspires all those who know her. Deani Ramsdill was nominated by Matthew Jones. Courtney Salloway of Moreau in Saratoga County. Courtney Salloway is employed with the Saratoga County Sheriff's Department. Prior to that, Investigator Salloway was employed as a police officer at SUNY Albany with the University Police. Investigator Salloway has been dedicated to helping others throughout her life. Her husband credits her commitment and hands-on perseverance to his successfully overcoming cancer during a difficult battle with the disease. During that time, Courtney embarked on a mission to complete her bachelor's degree and managed to complete her degree on time in spite of the challenges that she and her family were facing. For 7 years, Courtney Salloway served as a deputy with the Saratoga County Sheriff's Department, handling all types of criminal complaints. She was recently promoted to the position of investigator with the department, a position that only one other female had held prior to her appointment. Courtney Salloway is proud to have a career that helps to make a difference in her community. Courtney Salloway was nominated by Charles Salloway. Julia Veronese of Chatham in Columbia County. Julia has positively affected the lives of thousands of people. She was a respected teacher in the Taconic Hills Central School District from 1972 to 2011. She continues to serve as a substitute teacher. Julia is a very civic-minded individual who has served her community as a 4-H leader and Columbia County Fair judge. She is a member of the Hudson River Historic Boat Restoration and Sailing Society and is currently restoring the Eleanor, a sloop on the National Historic Register. She serves as co-president and elder of the Reformed Dutch Church of Claverack. She is a member of the Philmont Rod and Gun Club, a member of the Taconic Hills Motorcycle Club, and a member of the BSA Owners Club of New England. Julia is a state-safe boating instructor and is very involved in the Philmont Community Day and helps to run events for the Philmont Rod and Gun Club. Julia is a regular visitor to area nursing homes and to the sick and infirm. She has done excellent work as the community center director, providing programs for children and adults. She is a dedicated leader in her church and quietly helps many organizations run community events. She enjoys cooking, painting, boating of all types, cross-country skiing, ice fishing, camping, riding her modern motorcycles or showing her antique motorcycles, woodworking, and twig furniture design and construction. Julia is truly a Renaissance woman. Julia was nominated by Douglas Cropper, Deputy Mayor of the Village of Philmont. Irma Waldo of Hillsdale in Columbia County. Dr. Irma Waldo was named Senator Marchione's New York State Women of Distinction for the 43rd Senate District. Dr. Irma Waldo has served her community with compassion for over 60 years. She began her career in the early 1950s, a time when women were not frequently found in the field of medicine. At one point early in her practice, due to the military commitment of the one other physician in their town, Dr. Waldo was the only remaining doctor available in the community in which she practiced. Dr. Waldo's service to her community is extensive. She was an original participant in the founding of, and currently serves as medical director of, Twin County Recovery Services of Columbia and Greene counties. Twin County has subsequently founded the Red Door Residential Recovery Services for men in Hudson and the Riverside Recovery Residence for women in Catskill, both of which provide substance abuse counseling programs. She was the attending physician on North Wing at Pine Haven Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Philmont. She has served as medical director of Pine Haven and the Baptist Home in Rhinebeck. Dr. Waldo served for over 20 years as school physician for the Hudson City School District, the former Rojan School, and then the Taconic Hills School District. Wearing a different hat, she once served as president of the PTA at Rojan School. She has served a term as president of Columbia Memorial Hospital staff and Columbia County Medical Society. Together with her office nurse, Mrs. Yvonne Del Grande, Dr. Waldo formed the all-volunteer hospice in the 1970s. She trained volunteers in surrounding towns to expand the program to become Columbia County Hospice prior to the formation of the current Hudson Valley Community Hospice. She was a Sunday school teacher at the Hillsdale Methodist Church for 20 years and held a summer camp program for local children at her family residence to teach swimming lessons, as neither the community nor the local school had a pool for that purpose. She is currently a part-time leader in a Bible study, a choir member in the West Copake Reformed Church, and has served in the past on the consistory. A graduate of Buffalo University and the University of Buffalo Medical School, Dr. Waldo was listed in Who's Who in America at Buffalo Medical School. She was a member of Alpha Omega Alpha National Medical Honor Society and received an anatomy award when she graduated first in her class in 1949. Dr. Waldo survives her husband for 65 years, Dr. John Waldo, DDS. They have 4 children, 2 of whom are also physicians. Her various hobbies include gardening, horseback riding, tap dancing, and teaching. A literacy advocate, she has taught reading, tutoring both children and adults, and taught tap dancing in her 80s to a class of happy tappers, ages 55 to 85. An avid skier, she was a member of the Catamount Ski Patrol in Hillsdale for over 40 years. Dr. Irma Waldo was nominated by Dr. George Beneke, Sally Hopkins, and Nan Lee of the West Copake Reformed Church in Hillsdale, New York.
Thank you, Elise. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the 2014 Women of Distinction honorees for our 43rd Senate District. Please stand and join me in giving them a well-deserved round of applause.
Thank you, Senator Marchione. Senator Marchione would like to thank her 43rd District Women of Distinction Advisory Panel for their diligence, integrity, and for all their assistance in selecting the 2014 43rd Senate District Women of Distinction honorees. The advisory panel included Sheila Lobdell of West Sand Lake, New York, a lifelong resident of Rensselaer County. Ms. Lobdell has more than 20 years of proven business management and private sector experience as the chief financial officer and stockholder of a family-owned company operated and located in Rensselaer County. Ms. Lobdell is the principal broker and the owner of a real estate agency located in Rensselaer County with 19 years of experience in this capacity, in addition to possessing 13 years experience as a New York State licensed broker. For the past 14 years, she has had the privilege and pleasure of managing volunteer ministries and enjoys spending time with her husband of 24 years and their 3 newly adopted children. Also serving on the advisory panel was Susan Reynolds of Easton, New York. With a long accomplished career in the arts, education, and community involvement, Ms. Reynolds' art teaching experience includes instruction in the public school and college level with SUNY Empire State College, as well as privately at her own gallery. Ms. Reynolds has exhibited her own works in acrylic, oil, and silkscreen at various locations throughout the Capital District. Formerly, she owned and operated Gallery on the Hudson in Schuylerville. Her community activities have been extensive, dating back to the early 1980s when she founded and was the first president of Schuylerville Community Theater and was an early director of Adirondack Children's Theater. Ms. Reynolds has volunteered at the Schuyler House and is a volunteer for New Covenant Community Church in Greenwich. Presently, she is working in her private art studio in preparation for future exhibitions. Once our ceremony concludes, Senator Marchione would love to invite all 15 of our Women of Distinction honorees to please come up and join us for a group photo. I think we took that already? Oh, okay. Also, everyone is invited to join us in the parlor for some light refreshments. Thank you so much for attending this evening, and I'll turn it back over to Senator Marchione.
Thank you again, Elise, and I also want to thank Sheila and Susan of my advisory panel. You guys do an awful lot of work, and I'm so very thankful for all that you do. Thank you so much. Once again, I would like to offer my congratulations to all of our women of distinction. You all are leaders, achievers, dreamers, sources of inspiration, and personal strength. My thanks again to Elise Stefanik for serving as tonight's Master of Ceremony, and for the assistant to the mayor, Gail LaSalle, for offering such a warm welcome. Elise, I do have some flowers for you to thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. And thank you to all of you for attending and making tonight's program so special. And we're just going to all stay together just for a few minutes for a group photo. And all of you, the parlor is this way, the doors are opened, and we invite you to enjoy some refreshments with us. Thank you all again for coming.